So it is one thing to be complimented on your fragrance, but it is another thing to be completely tracked down, run down, accosted in the streets because of your scent. These fragrances, I have unique stories about each of them. And honestly, if you are someone that often wonders why you don't get compliments from your fragrances, I highly recommend you checking these out because they absolutely are conversation starters. They have gotten me public attention, okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's video of these fragrances had me accosted. Now, this first fragrance, you guys, I still to this day will put this into the category of my most beast mode, best smelling, very much so unisex summer fragrances that just did not come to play. This is Vibrato, and this is from the house of SOSPIRO, and this is all about this gorgeous grapefruit. It's musky, it's slightly floral, there's a sweetness to it, you know, underneath all this gorgeous citrus freshness, and it's a touch powdery. And I think that if you're looking for something that stuns for summer, then Vibrato is absolutely it. So a lot of people don't know, because I do have lots of newer people to my channel within the past couple years. I was in law enforcement for almost 10 years, so I was a police officer for about 7, and this fragrance, just something about the reaction that men get. So this first instance that I'm going to talk about, we were in the Sally Port. I had arrested someone. So if you're not familiar, the Sally Port is where you actually take people to search them. It's like this separate little room before you enter the official jail area where the booking and all that stuff takes place. So when I get there, the jailer comes out, like the corrections officer comes out, and this Sally Port is very big. This is like Fulton County. So I would say I had to be a good 12 feet, 15 feet away from this man. He stepped in and he just stops and looks around. He was like, "More, is that you smelling like that?" It was not the prisoner, obviously, but I was like, yeah. And y'all, mind you, this is the last like arrest of the day. So this had to be, I would say, about 10 hours after I sprayed this on in the morning. For this scent to not only, you can smell it, okay, you can smell it, but it filled the port. I mean, that really does speak to the performance of this fragrance, and that type of performance is nothing that we associate with a fresh citrus fragrance. If you're not familiar, citrus fragrances are top note heavy, meaning that those notes will burn off first, the fastest. You're talking about 10, 15, 20 minutes tops with a lot of the citrus notes in a fragrance. For some reason, the way they have crafted this masterpiece freshie right here, baby, this grapefruit will last hours and hours and hours. I don't know how they pulled it off, but they did. So if you are often disappointed by the performance of citrus fragrances, baby, okay, right here. And I really think that this is one that wears very beautifully unisex. It's genderless, okay? Now, a whole nother day, okay, wore this fragrance again because why? It's hot, it's summer, it's Georgia, and baby, the men seem to love it on me. So this is a whole nother instance in another jail, okay? Because if you're not familiar, some cities don't have their own holding facilities, jails, whatever, or sometimes you're gonna have to do a transport to a facility that's in a whole nother county. This person got a warrant, you gotta take them to this place because it's out of that county. Y'all getting a whole 101 about policing, child, but I digress. So I'm in a whole nother jail. A part of this process in this jail is that they have to go through a medical screening, and I have to take them in there with the paperwork for their screening. As soon as I got in there, okay, everyone's in this room minding their business. This man looks at me from across the room and he's like, "Is that you smelling like that?" Because like basically everyone else had been in this room and you're the only newbie that I see. So are you smelling like, is that you? Like, what is that? He asked me the name of it. He wrote it down, honey. I mean, he was just like, "Girl, you smell good." This is like one of the nurses. So yeah, man, something about this smell. I think because men actually do like to smell unisex fragrances on a woman. Like, it intrigues them. It's almost like if you smelled, like say if you smell Vallejo on a guy, you would just really be like, "Is that you? Like, what is going on?" It plays with your mind in some way. If you are trying to get the attention of a man, put on Vibrato, he's going to have questions. So Vibrato opens with notes of grapefruit, bergamot, jasmine, and magnolia. You have middle notes of ginger, herbal notes, and powdery notes. And you have base notes of orris root, patchouli, amber, cedar, and musk. And you all, if you did not see a previous video I mentioned this week, I don't have a voice. I lost my voice completely because of Beyonce, Giselle, Knowles, Carter. Okay, honey, the concert was phenomenal, and now I have no voice. Okay, that's how much screaming I was doing. So get your nose on this one, you guys. It is a 10 out of 10 fresh fragrance, and it will get you stopped, and people will have questions about Vibrato from Sospiro. So this next one is actually newer to my collection. The first time I wore this out the house, minding my own business, honey, trying to buy some shoes at the last minute, had a date. I'm like, I need some kitten heels. Because I was just not trying to listen, okay? When you get a certain age, I'm tired of the 4-inch stilettos everywhere I go. Went into the store with Petra on. I don't know how this wears, so I oversprayed it because this scent comes off is lighter. This doesn't wear like traditional Middle Eastern. So I sprayed her down a good 20 times maybe. And y'all, I am going up to check out, and it's like, you know, this L-shaped or U-shaped checkout, and the counter is long at this particular store. So I'm walking, had not even approached this lady, and she was like, she sees me coming, she's like, oh, I like your perfume. What is that? I'm like, girl, what the? So Petra wears softer, but this is something that people will be able to smell on you. I mean, some people are just really sensitive to white florals, tuberose, they pick up on it. And I guess that is the situation with this, because you don't think that this is going to have a much of a sillage, really. But people smell this on you, and I got a compliment first time wearing this out of the gate, all right? So Petra is centered around the tuberose, but this is a tuberose that I find very easy to wear. She has a sensuality about her because she also has plum and rum in the top. And you all know me, if it has plum and if it has something coupled with it boozy, like a cognac or rum note or anything like that, baby, she's adding just a drop of sensuality and sometimes sexuality to a fragrance. But for me personally, I think this is going to give you sensuality. It pairs so beautifully with those floral notes, and you have a touch of coconut in here, which makes it sing summertime. So Petra opens with, again, notes of plum and rum. You have middle notes of coconut and tuberose, and you have base notes of vanilla, praline, and musk. The vanilla and praline, they are not heavy. They add a sweetness to it, but this is not going to be that typical super dense vanilla praline combo that we see often in Middle Eastern fragrances. They typically wear with a lot of heft. This is just so well balanced, and this is truly created for signature scent wear. This is created for spring and summer. They're really going to shine, and they're not going to overwhelm. So keep in mind, when you are shopping Middle Eastern, a lot of them will, but I find that there are some that really will let you breathe. They really will not overpower the room or be beast mode. And I really do think that it is best that you make room in your fragrance collection for scents like that. Because if you're going somewhere, honestly, like beast mode is not, it's not appropriate for every occasion, every circumstance, so you really do need that variation when you get into, you know, having 40, 50 fragrances. You want variation in the way that they wear. And I just think this is a stunning scent. Haven't had it long, y'all, for about a week, and baby, the dent is denting. Love her down. Petra from the house of Lattafa. Now this next one is a combo. It's not for the faint of hearts. You got to like it thick, you gotta like it sweet, you gotta like it beast mode. You have got to be okay with getting attention this day. You have to be okay with getting stopped in the streets, okay? I wore this during the summer, but listen, I'm not gonna say this is summer appropriate because you really do have to be okay with thickness. We're going to layer YLANG Nosy B, which is already a hitter. She thick, she's yellow floral up and down, she's sweet, she didn't come to play. And we're gonna layer it with another one that's thick, sweet, didn't come to play, beast mode, 12, 16 16-hour wear sillage, all right? Filling rooms up in here with this combo. And it is so funny, y'all. Kids are going to tell you, when I say kids, I mean teens in this particular instance. I wore this combo and I was working an off-duty job this day. So 8 hours sitting at a front desk in a private school, just buzzing people in and out. You're like security, okay? Honey, these kids, when they come through the door, honey, if they got something on their mind, if they smell something, if they see something, they're just gonna say it, no thought. I'm telling you, 5 different students came through the door asking about pancakes, saying someone smells like waffles, pancakes and syrup. I got cookies. Like literally everyone was trying to figure out where is the bake fest. Like they thought that there was actually something edible going on because this is a school, they affluence, private Jewish school. So they're used to having like surprise breakfasts catered and things like that. So that's what they thought was going on. Y'all, it was me. It was me. They would walk past me. Oh my God, is that your perfume smelling like that? So many compliments, questions. I had answers to provide. Like people were so intrigued about this combo. It's a very unlikely combo, but again, not for the faint of hearts, baby. If you're trying to stop traffic, if you're trying to fill a room, if you want everyone to smell you before they even lay eyes on you, this combo right here is absolutely going to get that job done, okay? So YLANG YLANG Nosy Bee opens with notes of YLANG YLANG, cardamom, grapefruit, and lemon. You have middle notes of YLANG YLANG again, jasmine, orange blossom, damask rose. In the base, more YLANG YLANG. And you have also vanilla, labdanum, cedar, vetiver, and phil scabious. I don't know what that last floral is, but this really does give you rich, creamy vanilla yellow floral with lots of power. I love this fragrance, especially for summer. And if you're not familiar, I don't know, maybe you're new to fragrance, but this is a very viral fragrance. So Bianco Latte from Giardini di Toscana has notes of caramel in the top. You have middle notes of cumin and honey, and you have base notes of vanilla and white musk. It's very heavy on the caramel and the vanilla. That is like what she wrote when it comes to this fragrance. Some people do have a problem with the way the cumin wears. I would say get a sample. There's no reason for you to not, because there are samples available at Scent Split and many other places that actually carry the fragrance. But what I love about this fragrance is the performance is insane, the longevity crazy, and the price point reasonable. Okay, I think you could get Bianco Latte for about $150, somewhere around that price point, maybe less, but stunning vanilla fragrance that I love, 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 love. All right, so try those layered together if you have them, you guys. If you have ever tried them together, let me know your thoughts. So this next one is perfect for summer, spring. She's fresh, she's sophisticated, she's fruity, and she is my creation with NAVITUS. This is Revy Rouge. So as soon as I got my full bottle of Revy Rouge, I sprayed myself down because I had like little tester sizes before, like the little 12 mils, whatever they send when you're trying to figure out, you know, narrow it down which fragrance. This was my actual first full body wearing experience. I put this on and I had a doctor's appointment. So I walked to, you know, my actual room where they were going to child check my sinuses, honey. And so I did not know that I was leaving quite the scent trail in the hallway. So the practitioner walked in and her eyes lit up and she just kind of stopped, and it's almost like she was startled but not scared. It was almost just like a deer in the headlight moment. And she was like, oh my God, your perfume is so beautiful. Like, I didn't mean to like stop and just stare at you, but it hit me like as soon as I walked in here, it is so beautiful. And she just like, what is the name of it? Where can I buy it? I'm like, girl, it's about to be available at Neiman's. It's not even out yet. I had to give her the whole rundown. Then we got into a conversation about my fragrance journey, all this stuff. But needless to say, it started a conversation. This is not anything wildly complex. It's not a beast scent, but she has, you know, this beautiful feminine sillage. And the fruits were fruiting because I asked her, you know, like, what does it smell like to you? And she was like, I smell strawberries. I'm like, okay. And for her to not be in a fragrance, for her to pick out that she got that particular fruit, I was really impressed. And I'm like, okay, Revy Rouge is doing what she's supposed to do. So if you're not familiar, this fragrance is quite musky. It's a little fresh. It's slightly sweet. It has notes like wild strawberry and cherry compote. And I just think that this is such an easy, beautiful grab and go fruity fragrance that has cherry done in a really easy to wear, but just slightly different way from the way you see it everywhere on on the market. This girl is classy. So if you're looking for a fruity floral with a touch of rose that wears beautifully in high heat, this is the girl. All right, Revy Rouge. She starts conversations and she's very easy to wear and pull off. All right, again, this is from NAVITUS and this is available through Neiman Marcus. Now let's start with the original accosting, okay? I wore this fragrance the very first time out the house. First of all, every time I wear it at the house, you better believe someone is going to not only compliment you, they are going to specifically ask, what do you have on? What is the name of that perfume? I need to get it from my wife. It's just going to start a conversation again. But baby, the first time I wore this original Guidance out the house, I got a compliment from a coworker all the way on the other side of the squad car. They dealing with some crazy person over here. He looks up over the car. What is the scent of the day today? I mean, baby, Guidance did not come to play. I had no idea the power of the scent at the time because this is my first wearing experience outside of my home. So my crazy behind oversprayed it, not knowing full well. It is really hard for you to always determine what the projection and sillage is doing when you're new to a fragrance and you don't have any outside input. Maybe I probably sprayed this thing down about 15-20 times at least. So you better believe he could smell me, okay? Did not come to play with the performance. You all know this. The Guidance is not new to this channel and it took over the fragrance world upon its release. So halfway through the day, this is probably around 11 o'clock, all right? Mind you, I spray these fragrances on around 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. Put this on, so it's got to be what, 6 hours later, honey, leaving out of the restaurant to pick up my breakfast, run into an old classmate. We chop it up, we talking, we walking separate ways. Now we had our whole conversation. He turns back around and yells at me, Sharita, what perfume do you have? Like, he doesn't know I'm into fragrances. He doesn't know I have a fragrance channel. He doesn't know anything like that. But it's almost like I can't leave this girl without knowing what that scent is. It's almost like some people, maybe they're afraid to ask. I don't know. But he decided at the very last minute to yell down the street and ask me what was the perfume, because it was probably stuck up his nostrils, how much I had sprayed on that morning. But yeah, man, he loved it. Same day, you guys, same day. At the station, in the parking lot, someone wants to file a report. So I am approaching this lady. I'm approaching her, okay? So we are absolutely a good 5-6 feet from each other. Before we even like get to a certain talking point, like distance to just have a normal conversation, she was like, what is the name of that fragrance? Like, she was ready to just, girl, what is it? I need to buy it. This, I was like, is very new to the market. It's called Guidance. Because mind you, Guidance I pre-ordered, okay? I got this thing immediately upon release, as soon as I could, blind bought. So I mean, she was just enamored with the way it smells. She was like, I have never smelled anything like it. She said it smells so good, it smells rich. Like, those were her words. And I was like, that moment, that's why when I wore it, I filmed my video that week and I was like, y'all sit down, listen up, this about to be fragrance of 2023. I had no qualms about it because the reaction after reaction after reaction after reaction, every single time you wear it out the house, it's the same story. I have had people tell me, honey, I ain't even that much of a fan of the scent, but it gets me so many compliments and I get so much attention. I'm going to wear Guidance. Honey, if this one don't work for you, try the 46. She's even better. But we're talking about accosted. This is the most complimented fragrance in my entire collection. You're gonna have to wash it out of your clothes. It's so beast mode. She's so beautiful. She's so unique. You need it in your life if you are looking for something that wears like nothing else ever created. So briefly, I'm going to mention the notes before I move on. So this masterpiece has opening notes of pear, hazelnut, and olibanum. We have middle notes of osmanthus, rose, saffron, jasmine, sandbag, and we have base notes of akigala wood, ambergris, labdanum, vanilla, and sandalwood. If you find the akigala wood and the ambergris to rub you in the wrong way or to be too much or create just a weirdness on your skin, try the 46. I think the akigala wood is toned down just a bit in there. It's smoother and you don't get Like, some people get a really weird opening in Guidance. I get something very linear on my skin. That's just me. A lot of people have a problem with the way this opens. I don't. I love this thing from the tippity tip top to the bottom, okay? Guidance from AMOUAGE. The last one on this list is a beautiful vanilla, perfect for summer, okay? It's from the House of Paris, Monte Carlo, and this is Vanille de Tahiti. You guys, I put this on because one thing me and my daughter will do is we gonna catch us a good movie as often as we can. If anything good is playing, honey, we're gonna see it, and we're gonna make a girl's day out of it. So I put this on, did not even spray a lot because I know I'm going to a movie. Honey, we're gonna hit them with the 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. This is the extrait version of this, and so it wears with a lot of presence, sillage, gorgeous. Y'all, apparently this smell had been getting to this lady in the theater. This lady was turning around before the movie started, okay? So I'm trying to figure out why. You know, the movie theater is no screen back here. Why are you looking at me? I don't know. Movie ended. We get up. Everyone gets up. This lady turns around. She says, ma'am, I don't mean to be weird. I don't know if this is rude, but I'm gonna need the name of that perfume that you have on. Say less, girl. Vanille de Tahiti, Paris, Monte Carlo. Took it out, looked it up with her phone. She was like, thank you. I don't know what it is, but something about the way this vanilla is done in this fragrance reminds me of the way the ambery vanilla facets of this are giving me vibes of one of my favorite vanillas of all time, which is going to be the Vanille Planifolie Extrait by Guerlain. It's a very expensive fragrance, okay? Talking about 50 mil for like $600+ at the time. Lord knows what it is now, because every time you get on the arts and materials site for Guerlain, honey, the thing that went up $20 more. But anyway, this fragrance is different. The way the vanilla and the amber, they wear similar in that way, but this has got a boatload of these summer florals that are going to give you a summarized version of their fragrance, and for a much lesser amount, okay? So I'm going to say, because the Vanille Planifolie is just very hard to get your nose on, period and point blank, okay? Ain't nobody selling decants unless you get it from individual, and it's probably gonna be very pricey to try. So I would say if you love the way the vanilla and the amber is done in this fragrance, chances are you will love the Guerlain version, okay? So just think without all of the summer florals. So this one opens with notes of champaca, ylang, and magnolia. 3 summer florals that are just to die for, okay? You have all 3 of those in the top. You have middle notes of Tahitian vanilla. You have base notes of amber, sandalwood, and musk. It is a simple composition, but I think the magic of this is the way the vanilla, of course, is done, but that trio, what I'm gonna call a trifecta of gorgeous summer florals in the top. I mean, this yellow floral, this ylang, and the champaca, they are front and center. They sing, they blend so well, and they smell so luxurious on the skin. This wears with such amazing longevity, you guys. So if you're looking for a stunning vanilla, perfect for this time of year, please check this one out because it will get you compliments. So that is it for me, you guys. These fragrances will turn the heads. They will get you stopped in these streets. And I know some people are just like, I never get compliments. Baby, if you wear these and if you put that thing on, like spray sufficiently, somebody's gonna stop you. I don't know if you just live in a culture where that is not a norm. Sometimes that is just the case, but we don't need everybody stopping us. You can just put these on and just feel luxurious in your own skin. That's the primary reason why I wear my fragrances. I don't wear them from others, but it is always a nice little aside when someone else stops you and they're intrigued by the way you smell. So I hope you enjoyed today's list. I know it was quite wordy and lengthy and chit chatty, but this is social proof, honey, that these fragrances are conversation starters. They get you compliments. So check them out, all right? I love you all, YouTube. Make sure that you are subscribed. Drop me a line below. Let me know fragrances that get you stopped in the streets. It has been real, and I will catch you guys on the next one.